Hello and welcome to another episode of the Policy Everyday Show. This is where we discuss digital marketing strategies that are going to help you write 30 policies every 30 days. My name is Ed Cortez and I help insurance brokers to attract leads using proven digital marketing strategies, and that is going to result in new sales happening every day. In this episode, I'm going to discuss with you the power of YouTube in generating leads for insurance brokers. The basic concept that I want to introduce here first is that regardless of the product, the insurance product that you want to sell, there will be always three groups of people. There will be always people looking to buy that insurance product. If let's say that you're thinking on selling car insurance, there will be always people looking to get quotes for car insurance. If you want to focus on life insurance, at any given time there will be people in this group looking for quotes and trying to find the best life insurance product. Now, there's also a second group, and that group has people that can be convinced to make a purchase decision. So life insurance is a good example. It is not the type of product that someone simply wakes up and starts looking for quotes. There's a process, there's a nurturing process that needs to happen until the buying moment comes. Now, this second group requires a nurturing sequence. So you need to persuade, you need to create content, and you need to be in front of that person so that when the quote moment comes, you're the insurance broker that they're going to call. Now, there's also the third group, and that group has people that they will never buy a product, an insurance product. And it could be, for instance, let's go to the car insurance, for example. That third group, people that don't have a car, for instance, will be in that group. So why I'm telling you all of that is because you need to be aware that there's always going to be persons in each of those groups, and you need to identify, based on behaviors and triggers, where do they belong. Because once you have that information, you can act on it. For instance, if you identify that certain characteristics will put someone in the first group, then, and that's the one in market for a insurance product, what you need to do basically with that group is to make an offer at the right time. So that's what you do with the first group. With the second group, the strategy that you want to do is to, based on behaviors, based on life events, you want to create content and then let them understand the type of pain, the type of problem that your insurance product that you want to sell is going to solve. And then for the third group, and do not forget this group, what you need to do is identify the type of behaviors that put someone in this group, the ones that will not buy your product, and exclude them from your marketing activities. And the reason why that's important is because it's going to lower your cost, your budget. Of course, your marketing budget is going to be limited. So the less you show offers and you show ads to people in the third group, the more you can show to people in the first group or the second group, right? So that's the basic introduction on how can you identify the type of insurance buyer that you have in the internet. Now, I mentioned here the internet, and that's because everybody is either on the web, in the internet, or on social media. That's basically the two locations that someone can be while in the internet. Then the internet is where, well, web, I mean, is where people go to research and educate themselves and get quotes. That's where people go to compare. So imagine that you want to buy a new TV. You're likely not going to get quotes from social media, from your Facebook or your Instagram accounts. It's more likely that you're going to go to Google and do searches related to pricing and quotes and features and specs, and going to manufacturer websites and getting reviews. So those are all characteristics that identify that someone is in market, that is ready to make a purchase decision. Now, the other area that you have in the internet is social media. And people browse their feed and they watch stories on Instagram because they want to be entertained. They want to learn something. They want to just spend some time. And when an insurance broker tries to put an ad in that environment, it is, and that ad has an offer, it is somehow stopping a behavior that that person might not want to be stopped. So it's what we call interruption. So it's going to interrupt the passing time. It's going to interrupt their leisure time. So ideally, if you want to target and you want the ripe lead, the one that is ready to be converted into a sale, ideally you want to start with the first group, the ones that are in market, just because they have already made their decision. So it's an easier sell. Now, those buying behaviors, they can be detected by what search terms someone is doing on Google. And I'm bringing Google up because that's where the majority of the searches are. Of course, that everything that I'm talking here could be applicable to Bing as well, but let's focus on Google. If you get Google right, you will get a volume of leads that is more than enough to let you write 30 policies in 30 days. So let's focus on Google here. So what I'm saying is that based on what someone is actually typing in the search bar on Google, you can identify how close that person is to making a purchase, to requesting a quote and getting an insurance. So search terms like compare car insurance or life insurance quotes, those are all search terms that contain a buying term. Like quote is a buying term, compare is a buying term. And terms like what is the best life insurance, those terms, there are more for education there, or how does life insurance works, they're more for education. So that person is not within days of making a purchase decision for that product. So you see the difference between search terms. Now, when you find someone, and when Google, and it's not you that find it's Google, but when Google receives a search query that contains those terms, it allows advertisers to place ads in front of that person. And that's what Google Ads is. It means Google was very clever in creating this mechanism that allows you or an advertiser to place one ad at the right time that someone is making a purchase decision. So that ad has a great return on investment because it is placed, you basically place an offer right in front of someone that is looking for that product. So it matches, it connects a buyer to an offer. And that's why it is highly effective. Now, Google Ads, and when I say Google Ads, I'm talking about the ads that you see in the search page. Even though it's highly effective, it has a few problems from a advertiser, from your point of view. The first one is that it is a text ad, meaning that you can't be creative and you really can't differentiate yourself from other competitors. If there are other insurance brokers bidding and wanting to place ads for the same search term, then they potentially could have the same text because they could copy and paste your text. And so my point is that it's hard to differentiate yourself when you only have a title and 2 lines of text. Now, the other problem is that there's only 4 positions in the search page for ad placement. And that creates scarcity. You really are going to bid as high as you can, and it's an auction, so there's competition. It forces you to bid as high as you can, and that reduces your profit at the end because you have to compete. So you have to place your ad as high as you can to be the one that receives the click. And once you receive the click, you have to pray for that click to become a lead in your landing page, in your website. So those are problems that you have to face when you want to target with ads someone that is in the market for an insurance product. Now, it shouldn't be a showstopper, because what if there was another way that you could still target someone that is in the market for an insurance product, but you don't have to deal with all of the limitations and the problems that the text ads on Google search are going to impose you with. And luckily there is. Luckily there is a way, and that way is YouTube. Okay, so YouTube, and just for context here, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Google, of course, is the first one. YouTube is the second one, and they happen to be from the same company. Google acquired YouTube and has been connecting the back end of YouTube and Google so they can work seamlessly from a advertising point of view. Now, what if you could show a video ad on YouTube to someone that was moments before making a search on Google for compare car insurance or life insurance quotes? That person probably clicked on ads on Google with that crazy competitive landscape, and then submitted a lead, or maybe didn't submit a lead. But what if you were not in that crazy environment, but as soon as that person started to watch a video on YouTube, your ad appeared? That's the next frontier that I want to talk about in this video. That is something that you can do, and something that is easily done, and more importantly, it is a lot cheaper than going to other advertising channels. So let's do this. Like I said, when Google bought YouTube, they started to connect the two systems. And right now, there is a way for you to target with your video ad someone based on search intentions and search terms on Google. And that opens a lot of opportunities for you to target the right person. Now, there are a few characteristics on YouTube that you need to know before you consider doing YouTube ads. So let's go over some of them, and some are maybe limitations that people have on how YouTube operates. And the first one was normally is price. So when I discuss this with insurance brokers, they normally think that YouTube is going to be expensive. And in reality, it's not. I've been advertising on YouTube for a while, and at this point, my cost per lead has already reached 50% of what I'm paying on similar campaigns on Facebook, for instance. So that's a strong point. What I'm telling you is that it is possible for you to pay half your lead, the price per lead, of what you would pay on Facebook, for instance. And from a marketer perspective, that makes sense because, like I said before, when you do an ad on Facebook and Instagram, it is an interruption. So you will pay a penalty for that, and that penalty does not exist on YouTube because you can target exactly the ones in market for what you sell. Now, the other thing is, with Facebook and Instagram, someone can see your ad and just scroll past it, just scroll the feed up, and your ad will never be even visible for them. And that's not the case with YouTube. With YouTube, you have that mandatory 5 seconds before the ad can be skipped. So you need to use those 5 seconds wisely. And I'm going to show you how you do it. But basically, what you need to do is to use copywriting skills. And I have actually a book that I want to recommend you if you want to know more about this. It's called The Great Leads. It's from Michael Masterson and John Ford. So leads here is not what we've been talking about here. When we say lead, we're normally talking about a phone number, a name, maybe an email address. That's not what they are talking here. A lead in this context is what your copy, your script, your ad is going to lead with. So it's basically the first few sentences of your ad. So this book helped me create good leads, good copy that allows me to grab the attention for the viewer within those 5 seconds. Now, the third thing that you need to know about YouTube is that you only pay if someone chooses to watch your ad or visits your page. So that's a great thing for you in terms of budget optimization, of being mindful of using your budget in the right place. You're only paying for what you get. Now, let's move on and discuss a little bit about targeting. And targeting means where and to whom your ads are going to appear. So there are basically 3 types of targeting that you want to consider. The first one is what I've been telling you to use, which is target based on search intent. So what you need to do is pick a product that you want to focus on, and then try to come up with search terms that someone on Google would do. So compare, quote, and the name of the product, insurance, life insurance, car insurance. Those are all buying behaviors that you want to target on YouTube. So what's going to happen is that you're going to create a campaign that is going to be shown only to people that searched for that search term. So that is a way for you to be extremely precise. Now, Google, the second type of targeting that you can do is something that Google does for you. Google's algorithms can already detect in-market behavior. So in addition to your segmentation of what triggered a search query with a buying intent in it, you can trust Google to give you access to that audience. So how that works is Google has algorithms, and it is looking at search behaviors. It is monitoring how someone is behaving in the internet. And when it detects that someone started the search for life insurance, for car insurance, for any type of insurance that you want to focus on, then Google groups that audience and gives you access, and then you can target that audience. So that's the second way for you to place ads on extremely valuable audiences. Now, the third one is based on live events. So Google knows, because of the GPS access and all of the information that they have on people, Google knows when someone moved, for instance, and changed cities. So Google knows when someone got married, when someone graduated. So those live events can help you place the right message and grab the attention of that person, and then persuade them to consider an insurance. So this is more in line with that second type of insurance buyer, the one that can be persuaded to buy insurance. Now, this is all about targeting. Now, there's another way for you to show ads on YouTube, and that is based on placements. You can create a list of videos or channels that you want your ad to be shown on. So it could be channels for let's say on homeschooling, and then you can place your ads in that segment, right? So I could help on some cases as well. Now, back to how much does it cost? Most advertisers and most insurance brokers can start very profitable campaigns with as little as $10 per day. So it's not a bank breaker for sure. It is something that you can start. You can begin your campaigns without having to make huge investments. Now, once you made your decision, what exactly do you need? You will need a landing page. And a landing page is essentially a web page that is going to have a form and contact information. So YouTube is going to drive clicks. It's going to show an ad with a button, and then when someone clicks it, it's going to take that person to your landing page, and that landing page is going to have your contact information, perhaps your phone number, your WhatsApp, a form, and then that person is going to become a lead. Is going to submit that information to you. Now, you will also need an ad, and an ad on YouTube is really a video ad. And that's now is the time for us to discuss the elephant in the room, which is the ad. There are basically three ways to create a video ad. The first one is through animation. So do a cartoon, create animations, and then show that. The second one is to CGI, computer graphics. So creating slideshows making a voiceover. And those are very ineffective. Okay, I have tested all of them. The third type of ad is the most efficient one. And luckily, it is the cheapest one as well. All you need is a phone and a teleprompter app. Now, if you haven't heard that term before, teleprompter, a teleprompter is something that TV stations use all the time. So it's basically a way for you to see your script, what you need to say, scrolling in front of the camera. So it allows you to read, and then it becomes really natural. So all you need is your phone and this app. Now, I have personally used two apps, and I'm going to recommend them. The first one is called Oratory, and it is free, but it appears that the developer has discontinued support, so I don't think that it is going to be available for all versions, and I know that it's only available for Android. And then the other one is called Big View, VU, okay, so BIGVU. It is paid, but it's one of the best apps out there. Now, your script could be really direct, right? You could be something like, and I have a script here, and I'm going to read it for you. I have used that script on with other insurance brokers. It works. So if you use something like this or create a variation, it's probably going to work for you too. So you could say something like this. Are you looking for a life insurance to protect your family? And do you need help from an insurance expert to help you find the best option? My name is Ed, and I want to offer you a free consultation service. I will identify your needs, and I'll present you quotes from the best insurance companies that fit your budget. Just click the blue button below, and you will be directed to a page with a form. All you have to do is enter your contact information and the best time that I can call you. So let's break it down here, because there's a lot going on in this script, and when you create variations, you want to be mindful of that. So the first one is in the first 5 seconds, I qualified the person. I said, are you looking for a life insurance to protect your family? So that's basically the first 5 seconds. And the reason is if that person for some reason is not looking for a life insurance, maybe they have already got one, they gave up on looking for one, so they will skip that. Now, you only want someone watching your ad because you're going to pay for it if they are qualified. So this is a qualification statement there, or a question. So you want that in. Are you looking for a life insurance to protect your family? And do you need help from an insurance expert? Now, after that, you just introduce yourself. My name is Ed, and I help families to be protected, something like that. And then you offer your free service, your free consultation service, and you describe what that is. In a 30-minute call, we're going to go over your needs, identify what needs to be protected, and I'll create a custom quote for you from the best insurance companies. So, and now the last part is extremely important, and many people miss that, which is when I say just click the blue button below and you will be directed to a page with a form. All you have to do is enter your contact information and the best time that I can call you. You need to be extremely detailed on what's going to happen. So when someone creates an ad and just says, click the button, and see how different it is from what I said, click the blue button below, because your ad is going to be shown and there's going to be a blue, it's always blue, and it's always down the view, below the video. So you need to be extremely detailed. You need to have firm call to actions that are going to direct people to do what you want. The other one is, the other thing that I say is, you will be directed to a page just because some people will not know what will happen. So they might click, and then YouTube's going to close, another page is going to open, they freak out and they hit the back button. So you lost that click. So be as detailed, as specific as possible, and all of your conversion rates are going to grow because of that. Now, you will want, when you record your video, you will want to create 4 variations. And what do you vary in each of those ads? You could vary your outfit. So perhaps you have a blue shirt or a white shirt. Just vary that. You never know what is going to convert better. Maybe change the background, maybe change the script. So create 4 variations and change one thing in each of them. And then you upload to your campaign all 4 variations. What Google is going to do, or YouTube is going to do, is rotate your ads. And then you will be able to find the one that had the most leads, that gave you the lowest cost per lead. And then you can create more ads based on that. Now, the other technical thing that you need to do is always record in landscape mode, because unlike Instagram with stories, which is vertical, YouTube is always going to be in the landscape mode. And yeah, that's it. So of course that there are some insurance brokers are concerned with being shy and being in front of the camera. All I can say is this is the new format. I know it's hard being in front of the camera, but that's the best way. From now on, that's the way to sell. So get used to it. Think about one technique that could help you is to think about why you're doing it. And it could be the families that you're going to protect. It could be what you're going to bring to your family. So think about them. That normally eases your concerns and allows you to break free and start recording. All right, so that's my final tip for you. I hope you liked. And I'm going to ask you one thing. Why don't you leave a comment in this video and let me know if you are going to make your first YouTube ad campaign. And when you do, also come back here and let me know how it went. I'm sure it's going to be great. All right, so in this channel, you're going to find content like this every Wednesday and Friday. So it's going to be good for you if you subscribe, because then you're going to get notifications every time that I create a new content that is going to help you write 30 policies in 30 days. You're going to be notified, and then you can implement those techniques as soon as possible. All right, so I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.